Welcome back to the program Sumo Elite. I'm Brendan Eichholzer, and you can call me Ike. We're dropping in right now to the very beginning of the top division coverage, I suppose, live from Tokyo, Japan at the Ryugoku Kokugikan, the home of Grand Sumo. We're on day 12 here of the January Basho. Hatsu, they call it, where it's from. And we've got an exciting day of fights here for you. I think it's going to be, let's see, a few minutes, probably like as many as 20 minutes before the fights get started. But I'll be here, ready to call them as soon as I can get them. My grubby little American hands on them. We're going to be keeping you up to date with all the action, so get your popcorn ready, eat your edibles. Get those beers in the freezer if they're not already in the fridge. And strap in for this episode of CHANKO. What did you say? Don't forget them. And don't fucking forget them. I'm joined here tonight, currently off screen and off mic, but right next to me, right here. Chris, producing the show for us here. Doing his best to try to keep up with us, although his CHANKO Champs team in our little three-man contest that we've had here amongst the staff, he's actually crushing us with 24 wins. For, comparison, I have 16. So you're a few whole days of tournament ahead of me. Something terrible would have to happen now. Right, yeah, there's 3 guys on each of our teams. Nikkan Sports. Yeah, there he is.
歌手の石川さゆりさんは遠い親戚です。正しい関係は次のうちどれでしょう？ A、母方の祖母の兄の妻の妹の娘。 B、父の弟の妻の妹。 C、父方の祖父の妹の夫の弟の娘。 D、母方の祖父の妹の夫の娘。それでは皆さんお考えください。
Ah, that music was good.
この家系図、なかなかの家系図になりそうですね。いや、もうこれ、サザエさんができますよ。そうです、この家系図。
Chiyu Wagon.
のが入っていればいるほど親戚としては遠くなっていくということですよね。そういうことです。
Hey, Rodney, the Ike man is good. Feeling real good tonight. How you feeling? Who do you think's gonna win? Got any predictions for the night? I'm pretty hung up on the possibility of a last minute Takara Fuji win. You never know. Maybe. Well, Tamawashi's too far behind now. Let me take a look at the Master Stats list. Is this how I do it? Master Stats list. Let's see. Okay, Takara Fuji, Kotonowaka, and Kotoweko. Oh my god, Kotoweko Yusho. What do you think about that? Huh? Mitakeyumi big win, you think? That would be the best thing, I think. Not the most exciting, dark horse, come from behind ridiculousness that we necessarily have seen for many years here at this January tournament. But Mitakeumi, first of all, he's earning it. He's buying it with blood. But also, it's about time, you know? It makes no sense that he's not an Ozeki and Takakeisho is like assumed to be on his way to Yokozuna by, whoever. Hoshoryu, let's see. He's at a disadvantage tonight against Tamawashi, Hoshoryu is, so we'll see how that goes for him. We're lining up for the first fight of the night. Top division, Maku no Uchi flavor. Hot in the pot. Get your Chanko bowls out, because Kagayaki is going to face Keiko demons. 12 of them. Kagayaki is going to fight Kaisei. Their all-time head-to-head record is 5-6 in Kaisei's favor. Oh, wait, what the hell? Did we miss that? Did I talk over it? All right. Well, who won then? Don't blink, you'll miss these matches. Oh, it was a Fusen show. Kaisei decided to drop out. Or someone made the decision for him that it was time for him to drop out, so he did. Kagayaki gets a walkover, putting him at 8-4. Now this next match that we're setting up, pardon me everybody, that we're setting up for is Kotoeko, who is on the screen now in the sort of lavender belt, versus Wakamoto Haru, which is, if you've heard of Wakatakakage, that's his older brother. Wakamoto Haru has 6 wins to 5 losses this tournament, and Kotoeko has 8 wins to 3 losses this tournament, putting him in the second place Yusho Chasers group. If he wins this one, I think maybe we will see that Kotoeko Yusho I was just chanting for so hard, and I'm gonna keep chanting until that day. Wakamoto Haru, this is his first tournament in the top division. The guy on screen right now. He's not done anything that's really impressed me except for pulled together a winning record so far, so that's been pretty cool. Kotoeko, on the other hand, looks like he's in really super rare, energetic form. Because some of his wins were over, it's common for him, but much larger guys. When you're small, that's going to happen pretty often, but defeating them often is a little bit more spectacular. And he's certainly, I think, at a couple points has been, if not truly spectacular, he's been spectacle adjacent. And I hope we see some more of it here tonight. Fans up. Chanko. Locking in. Arm grabs from both of them. Kotoeko misses an inside belt grip, and apparently it cost him the leverage because Wakamoto Haru was able to walk straight through him, really, dumping him about 2.5 rows deep. Yeah, Kotoeko goes for the belt sometimes. Leg lock. There's actually like a high-def picture of him saved on my computer where he's like belt wrestling against some, I guess, dude from his stable under like falling cherry blossoms in the sunshine on a green hill, and he's got this huge smile on his face. So that's how I think of Kotoeko. A man who just loves sumo. Gets great joy out of it, win or lose. And lately, he's been winning, so let's see if he can keep it up Our next fight is going to be Oho versus Chiyomaru. Now, Chiyomaru is one of Chris, our producer's fantasy stable guys, and Oho is one of Neil, the Deal Jenkins, the Brain Supreme, our core correspondent team. So, Chiyomaru versus Oho. Let's take a look at their all-time head-to-head to belly record. It's 0-0. They've never faced each other before. So Chiyomaru, who you'll see coming up in the green belt, is 6-5. So a nice little winning score for him. He hasn't locked in a Kachikoshi yet. You know, a winning record overall for the 15 days, but he's headed that way. And then Oho's a lot closer. He only needs one more win to lock in a winning record for this tournament. This Basho. So if Oho gets this win over Chiyomaru, he's guaranteed a promotion, or at least to stay the same rank. He's at Meg 14, or excuse me, 18, the lowest rank in the whole game. So if he can't find another win by the end, he'll be demoted back down to Juryo. It's a very much a trial run with him. If he slips up even a little bit. So that's Oho on the right. Oho. Oh, that's I like that. It's like Saturday Night Live with Oho. Starring Chiyomaru. Chiyomaru's in the green belt on the left. He's a big old beach ball belly. What's that? Chiyomaru is up, yes. Chris just came out like a groundhog, or like a meerkat, like, my guy? Hello? Yes, sir. Fan's not up yet. I don't know if they're going to throw salt again or what, but you have a second. Yes, several times usually. Or the fan is up, but it's off to the side. The Goombay fan. Give me like a 10-second heads up. I will. Oho is the grandson of Taiho, one of the most famous Japanese athletes, certainly among the most famous sumo wrestlers, undoubtedly, of all time. So it sort of figures they let him get that crazy low rank, 18, give him a chance at doing well in the top division. And he's doing it so far. How about Chiyomaru's going to deny him the win, though? See if he can find it somewhere else. I'm not sure if tomorrow's fights are in yet, but let's take maybe Oho will get lucky tomorrow. Not that this is, for certain. Okay, the fan's up, Chris. They're about to. Oh, they're going now. Sorry, I was gonna. Okay, they're locked up. Good. Chiyomaru's got an outside left-hand belt grip, and he's got his right hand under Oho's right armpit or left armpit. They're kind of circling. Chiyomaru bounced off the bales, and now they're back at the center of the ring. They're locked up. I can't tell if he still has the left-hand belt grip, Chiyomaru, but Oho has no real grip. He's using his height advantage to stay in the ring, and now he's out at the bales on the far corner. Yeah, very strategic. Chiyomaru is a pop off this tournament. Oh, look who called that one. Where's my handicaps? I think there's more in the studio, in the other room. I'll check at some point here. Tomorrow he's got to fight Ishiura, so maybe Oho can figure it out tomorrow. Both of them have 7 wins right now, so maybe if Ishiura gets his win tonight, he'll take his foot off the gas and Oho can get his win tomorrow. There is one bag. Yeah! Woohoo! Oh, the Hatsu Basho on Ruckus Fights New York City with Ike, the face of American English sumo commentary. We've just seen Chiyomaru defeat Oho in what was quite a firm and intense and tactical battle. And now we're setting up to, yeah, very much a chess match, Chris just suggested. And now that fight is over, and there's nothing we can do about it. So, better just get used to it. The next fight is Ichi Yamamoto versus Ishiura. Ishiura, or Trap City, is going to be fighting on our left, and then Ichi Yamamoto will be on our right. He's got a record of 4-7, which is whatever the contrapositive of Ishiura's score at 7-4. So again, this is one of these fights where Ishiura, if he wins, he'll lock in a winning score for this tournament, a Kachi Koshi. Whereas Ichi Yamamoto, if he loses, will lock in a losing score for this tournament, a Maki Koshi. So that is some kind of stakes, I'll tell you what. They fought twice before. Ishiura has not found a win either time. So it looks like Ichi Yamamoto's favor. We'll see. Try out Andy Cap's hot fries. Next time you're looking for a potato chip alternative, because sometimes life's just better with a side of fries. Are these hot fries? Yeah, they are. Kind of wanted cheddar. Me and a Mawashi raw, yeah. We usually just wear shorts and then like some kind of rope or a karate belt around our hips when we wrestle, like at my house. Yeah, leg lock. I think if Ishiura can get in tight and get a solid belt grip, he should be able to take Ichi Yamamoto out. It's kind of surprising he hasn't, but also look how much longer Ichi Yamamoto on the right there's arms are. They're skinny, but they are very long. So it doesn't shock me that Ishii has not been able to find his way inside of Ichi Yamamoto's tender embrace yet. He's playing hard to get. I'll tell you what, you guys can come wrestle us at the doyo in my house, but we have some very large hillbillies up in them there woods. So you better be eating your Wheaties. Ishiura here on the left in the gold belt. It's one of Sledge or Zaki P, the Booger Eaters team. Quick win. Meet and greet. Not quite a Henka because he did sort of take his charge, but Hataki Komi slapdown. Right? I mean, yeah, pretty textbook actually. Instead of trying to get under and inside of his arms, he just stepped to the side and slapped him to the clay. Same thing you might do to Abi. Oh, they call that a Hikio Toshi. Oh, okay. I get it. Everyone wants me to look like an idiot. I get how it is, okay? I'm not stupid. Japan. The next fight we're going to see is Tsuru Gisho and Chiyo Tairyu. Tsurugisho is very tall and very thick. Chiyo Tairyu is sort of short and round. Usually known for his aggressive pushing attack, he's been applying some very well-timed and thoughtful pulling attacks this tournament. Almost the antithetical to his namesake strategy. His bread and butter of years gone by. He's on a new diet.
Are there any guys that are so short it's weird? It's like a Muggsy Bogues.
5'6" is about the shortest they get.
But I mean, that's not like freaky short legs, so I guess that's pretty cool.
They won't let you in the game if you're shorter than that.
Really?
Actually, even that height, you have to be like really, really good. Chris is asking about, like, are there any like freakishly short guys? And I said, no, there's actually a height minimum. And the only way you can get into sumo if you don't meet the height minimum is to have be like a college yokozuna or like an amateur champ or something where you're like, okay, this guy's really good at sumo. We don't have to worry about him getting hurt because he's small. You know, like Enho, I think, is one of those guys.
Yeah, because I imagine the taller guys pull harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or more, whatever.
Whew, these just get spicier the more you eat them.
Those are spicier than most people think.
Yeah. A couple of them is a treat, but if you just try to eat the whole bag, I'm like sweating now.
Same shit.
Oh.
People are like, why do you get wings if you sweat? You don't like them. I'm like, I like them. It's just my taste.
Mm-hmm.
The glands, they don't agree.
I can't help it.
The sebaceous glands.
Mm. Which side do I have to go off? Hit the chat. Let me see your guesses. Whose fingers you think I was just sucking? If you guess it right, I'll send you a bag of Andy Cap's hot fries. Enter our contest now. While supplies last. While supplies last.
Use an ice pick to knock the brains out of the subscribe button, then feed them to the like button.
Tsurigisho and Chiyo Tairyu have an all-time head-to-head of 3-5 in favor of Chiyo Tairyu. That's the guy who's on the screen right now. You'll recognize him by those sideburns and his sort of bowling ball-like physique. And then Tsurigisho is the guy on screen now in the black belt. I think the biggest giveaway when I'm like taking a quick glance at the screen is his calves and his ankles. They're like superhumanly thick. If he could figure out what to do with his body, he could be terrifying. But he's still, I don't know if he's got maybe like a recurring ankle condition of some kind, or if he himself is just not that cut out for sumo. But he certainly won't be winning the tournament. With a score of 4-7, the loser here goes home with a losing record for the tournament. And it's Chiyo Tairyu. A straight backward pushing attack, which is particularly appropriate for his downfall, as that's his signature move. Just fed him a Makikoshi, losing record for the whole tournament. No matter how many more wins he gets, he will be demoted some amount. Or perhaps stay the same if it's like, 8-7. Or 7-8, excuse me. Gave it everything he had, but Tsurigisho had a nice low stance and did everything right. Solid fundamentals. Sadanumi and Kotonowaka coming up next. They've faced twice. Kotonowaka has won twice. That's Sadanumi on the screen right there facing us next to Tsurugisho. He's coming up here. And then the guy in the sort of teal belt is Kotonowaka. Kotonowaka has a score of 8-3 right now, which means he's already locked up. He's clinched a winning record for the tournament. He doesn't realistically have a chance at winning the Yusho, so he's in a really good spot right now. Sadanumi is also in a pretty sweet spot because he only needs one more win to get into the same position where he can't possibly be disgraced. However, having never defeated Kotonowaka so far in 2 matches, 2 meetups, makes me wonder if he's really got the juice to do what it takes. Topple the mighty Kotonowaka. He's not, I mean, he's looking good. He's got 8 wins. That's good for him. But I've yet to hear anyone be like, and then Kotonowaka will be Yokozuna someday. So anything could happen. It's not like he's fighting Hakuho or, Terano Fuji or somebody. Just someone who seems to have perhaps a strategy that's counters his really well. Let's take a look. Sadanumi. He prefers Migi Yotsu. So I think that's right hand inside grip. And he likes a Yorikiri. So he's like a big time Yorita Oshi, sure. Watanage. Belt guy. He's got a strong right arm and he likes to work the belt. Kotonowaka, the guy here in the teal belt, prefers also Migi Yotsu Yori, but he has a mix of Oshi. His bigger attack is the thrusting, pushing Oshidashi attacks. So, looks like it's going to come down to sort of like one of the previous fights here tonight. Can this guy here, Sadanumi, get an inside belt grip against his opponent, Kotonowaka, before being pushed out of the ring? If he can, there's a chance that he can apply a throw or even just get some good leverage and haul him out backwards. But unlike other matches where sometimes it's a little bit closer stylistically, this is, I think, a pretty clear cut. Because that's it. There's 2 styles. You either want to work the belt or you don't. And it's interesting to me because pushers, Oshi wrestlers, that's what they do. They're not really good on the belt. And if you can get on their belt, they're kind of screwed. But Yotsu wrestlers, belt wrestlers, often can do both because they're prepared to have to throw hands a little bit before they can get their preferred grip. So to me, it just seems superior. Yeah. Just ask me if I want some slices of cheese. Yeah, fuck yeah. Always. My inner trash rodent. Will you just have fresh cheese? Yeah, hook me up. Come on, baby. Let's see. Born in 97. Whew. Kotonowaka, the guy on the right in the blue belt. He's not on screen now, but. And Sadanumi was born in 87. So there's a small age difference between these men of a decade. Whew. This has got to be sort of like fighting your drunk uncle at the family party. Holy smokes, what a disparity. And it would certainly account for why he can't seem to find a win against this kid. There's, 10 years. CHANKO. Oh, he got the grip. It's the right hand grip, but it's on the outside. Can he maintain it? Can he work with it? Yes, with the leg lock to finish it. Hit him with the Lamborghini leg lock. Well, you got your... There it is. Oh, of course it's going to be a mono-e.
軍配琴ノ若でしたね。
そうですね。琴ノ若上手握ってましたけども、回しがね、結構伸びきってましたので、
はい。
まあそのあたりがちょっとギリギリなところでしたね、今。
さあ、リプレイご覧いただきましょう。どちらの体が先、土についているか。佐田の海の右肩か、それとも琴ノ若か。
ただいまの競技について説明をいたします。行司軍配は琴ノ若を有利と見て挙げましたが、両者落ちるのが同時じゃないかと物言いがつき、協議をした結果、佐田の海の体が先に落ちており、行司軍配通り琴ノ若の勝ちといたします。
軍配変わらず琴ノ若勝っています。これで9勝目。佐田の海は敗れて今日勝ち越し決めることはできませんでした。
Man, that's bullshit.
難しいものなんですか。
そうですね。伸びきるとやはりこう投げづらくなると思うんですよね。どうしても。まあそこをね、上手投げに行こうとしたところで、回しがかなり伸びきってましたから、どうかなと思いましたけども、まあ体的にはちょっとだけ、はい、こう伸びきってますよね。この後の上手投げ、琴ノ若の方がちょっと上から被っていたんでしょうね。ただ何がすごいってこう投げの打ちになると、
Okay, fine.
怖いから手をつこうとするはずなんですけどね。
Did they at least call it a kakenage?
佐田の海はもう肩から落ちましたもんね。
いやすごい。
Uwatanage. Great. So they got everything right. Fuck Sumo. I'm done. I'm cutting it. I'm pulling the cables out. Sick of this.
優勝へ向けてはあと4日。大相撲初場所12
And yet I remain, and miles to go before I sleep. Aoyama, the Blue Mountain, will be facing off against Terutsuyoshi next. Terutsuyoshi has a 6-3 lead over Aoyama in their head-to-head all time. And they have very similar records this time. Fuck me. Similar records this tournament: 5-6 and 6-5. Aoyama, Terutsuyoshi, Aoyama, respectively. So both of them are in pretty hot water. They're gonna need to pick up some wins as fast as possible to remain in the top division. Terutsuyoshi is not as close to the drain. He's at Megashira 11 West. Whereas Aoyama is down at 16 East, a rank that like barely constitutes being called Makunochi wrestler. Top division Mike Keister. Aoyama is actually closer to clinching right now than Terutsuyoshi. Georgi, I didn't necessarily care whether he won or not, but I saw it like he did really good and pulled that off the last second and it won it for him, and he was the one in control, and I was like, there you go, Sadanumi, fucking good for you. And then they robbed him, and that's why I was pissed. It doesn't affect me, but they also called it a different attack than I would have called it. But what do I know? Am I right? Oh, welcome to the chat, though. Hanka? Think so? Yeah. No, why would he? You mean from Aoyama? Oh, or that's just, maybe that's why he beats him all the time? I don't know enough about it. Let's see if we have a Hanka. Chankaruni. Shanko. Oh, Yama. Terutsuyoshi. So Terutsuyoshi's Mr. Big Salt Throw guy, if you didn't catch that. He is Haruma Fuji's spiritual successor. If you know who that is. He was real good. It's a Mongolian wrestler. For whatever reason, Mongolian folks just seem to wander into the undefended saloon that is Japan, apparently, and kick the doors down on sumo wrestling. And man, they really are just, no one can stop them. And there's even a Mongolian at the top of the sport right now. And there's some coming up the bottom, so Japan is really, you know, and me, I guess, because it's their sport, so I'm rooting for them. I'd love to see a great Japanese Yokozuna come out and just, like, dominate everybody. I mean, I'd like to see a Yokozuna from anywhere besides the usual places, actually. It'd be cool to see, like, a Ukrainian Yokozuna come out of the woodwork. Here we go. False start. Mata. Get a little juice on this stream here.
馬力のある碧山を照強がどううまくかわしていくかです。昨日は碧山は千代丸を寄り切りで破っています。さあ、立ち合い注目。
Everyone thinks he'll jump to the side, but I don't think so. Huh. Maybe he should have, though. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by water. It comes out of the sink. They would have been pretty cool if he could have recovered. Oh, man. All right. Another match is come and gone. A sense of elation is replaced gradually by a sense of loss. It lingers not too long as Chiyo no Kuni and Tochinoshin prepare to take the stage here at the Hatsu Basho, live from Tokyo, as presented from here live in New York City on CHANKO. Tochinoshin is a beloved wrestler here at CHANKO, Ruckus fights, America in general, I think, all around the world, really. He has had a storied career, which is now in sort of a holding pattern in the middle of the top division. He has 5 wins and 6 losses going into tonight's fight. However, he has a 9-2 all-time against Chiyo no Kuni, his opponent, who has 1 win this tournament and 10 losses. So, perhaps Tochinoshin can ride the lightning for another night. Find his way back to 0 and rest up. He could post a slightly losing record and stay in the top division. Look, Pokemans. Magnemite. That's a good one. His Mega Evolution is weird, though. It's like a flying saucer with magnets coming off of it. Tochinoshin here on the right. What a man. With the sort of purple belt. A beautiful purple belt on Tochinoshin. Battle of the Bums. What do you mean by that, Leglock? Georgi, I probably shouldn't drink the water from the sink here. I just do. I don't know if it's actually if I have the luxury of doing that. But hasn't killed me yet, I say. Half dead. I'm fine. Battle of... Yeah, no, Chionokuni... I've never been impressed with. I hate him. He's got just a smug look on his face for no goddamn reason all the time. Tochinoshin, on the other hand, he has I think you must have missed some of his fights if you're gonna put him down, because he's been picking people up clean off of the doyo, feet flailing or sometimes just hanging in defeat, and then set them outside of the doyo. This man possesses superhuman strength even with the busted leg. He's like Kenpachi. He's got to wear the leg. It doesn't help an injury. That restricts his overall power so that he doesn't just kill everybody every night. Tochinoshin is like an angel incarnate. You better watch. Does that satisfy? The Ruckus fights Dark Lords approve. I have a feeling the fan is just about to go up here as they take their stance. Yeah, he's getting his stance ready. He got the Black Power Ranger Gyoji going, so you know it's for real. They only call him in when it's time to fucking do the super duper version of Megazord. Can Tochinoshin stay afloat for another day? CHANKO. Big shoulder blast, keeping him at arm's length. Little slapping attack doesn't quite work. Oh, pushes him backward over the top of his feet. Setting him at 2 off the pace of a decent tournament. Chionokuni manages to pick up his second wind. Ooh la la. Yippee-ki-yay. So no win there for Zach's Booger Eaters. The next fight is going to be Okinumi and Aqua, who have never met each other. Man, he kind of kicked his ass. That feels big, sad. That's surely not what he said. There he is, Okinumi. Black belt. Got ridges in his belly, like the side of a soup can. Really distinct. It's almost like abs separations, you know, but it's just belly. Works good. It looks good on him. He doesn't seem like he's unhealthy or anything. He's just, that's the way his body's built. But it stands out to me. Big, strong, good guy. Used to be a pretty high rank at some point. Versus, oh jeepers, a man who is a man who can't seem to do what he needs to do. Aqua. Aqua has been flipped and tossed and yanked around. Really put through his paces this tournament. He's at Megashira 10 West, so he could, I mean, if he might be okay with a demotion and still be able to keep his game on track to keep improving, unless he's injured or something, and then that's just going to compound. He needs to rest. Okinumi, basically the same story, except he's up at M4, so he's got probably 2 tournaments of getting his ass kicked around, or even taking him off. He could easily take a whole tournament off if he's got some kind of injury or something, or even if he just wants to get in shape for the full, for whatever, 3 months. Instead of getting his ass kicked every month and a half and then having to recover from that. You know, it's like, even if it's not an injury, there's got to be all kinds of you know, persistent swelling and aggravation in all the joints and stuff. If I was at Meg 4 West 2-9, I would definitely take the next tournament off to just like go to Jamaica, take some ice baths, and then come back and figure it out and then build up from zero. Because he's got the room to slide, but Aqua really doesn't. So I think that'll probably show in their tenacity. I've got Aqua for this fight. Green belt on the right. False start. Nope. All right, Aqua's got his left hand underneath the armpit. And Okinumi's got a left hand inside belt grip. Might be mutual. I don't think Aqua can reach the belt on the other side. And they're just standing over the center. But now Okinumi has shifted his grip up to the armpits through some sort of twisting attack. Kind of look like they hit the ground at the same time. But no mono-e. They're just going to give it to Okinumi. Well, fine. See if I care. Let's see. Yeah, Okinumi kept kind of getting that left hand inside belt grip and then giving up on it. Then he went for the right hand. And then right here switches it up to like a arm lift, trying to stand him up straight. But when he can't find it at the bales, he gets an outside right hand belt grip and tosses him. Swings him to the clay, using his own momentum to drive the nail in. Pretty good fight. Next thing we got coming up here for you on our screen is a couple of guys by the name of Tamawashi and Hoshoryu. Tamawashi's not on anybody's team. What do you got? Oh. Yes, I'll take some too. She's. Hoshoryu's on my team. Tamawashi and Hoshoryu have met 3 times. Inside dorgs. And Tamawashi has won 2 out of 3 times. So the man on the left wears like a light blue belt. He has a slight edge, but they both have 7 wins this tournament, and they're both looking very good. I used to be able to call Tamawashi's attacks more easily, but he's been doing some interesting stuff this tournament and changing up how he drives forward. So we may see some of that. And then we'll see if that works or if Hoshoryu can find a way to slip around it or judo throw him or something interesting. A lot of potential in this fight. A couple years ago, in January, the guy you're about to see on the left actually won this January tournament.
That was his first.
Yeah, first and only. There they are. Tamawashi's on the left. Hoshoryu's on the right. I don't know. They both are looking really strong. I mean, you can't. It's 7 and 4. Tamawashi definitely looks stronger or better than he has a lot for lately in the recent past. But kind of so does Hosho Ryu, so. Obviously, I gotta cheer my boy on. I picked him. I have chosen him. Hosho Ryu or Hosho Ryu. They're in the blue belt, the darker blue belt here. And they both, I think, have like powder blue. They basically both have the powder blue belts, so like that doesn't help much for distinguishing them.
The Japanese fella.
Yeah. Ooh. False start. Although, if that's anything like what the fight's gonna go like, I'm feeling good. Yeah, go Golden Boy. Go Prince Zuko. Okay. CHANKO. Wow, Tamawashi with the throat attacks that just don't stop coming. Hoshiryu's got a belt grip though. Now he reverses it on him for a perfect Oshidashi push out at the ropes. That was exactly the kind of like, maybe he'll slide out from under him and spin him around and do something tricky, you know? Perfect. That's my boy. Starts by lining him up. Good. Where's the shift happen? Right there. It's when he gets that grip on his belt. Tamawashi seemed like he couldn't decide whether he wanted to go in for some of those chest-to-chest push-outs he's been doing, or if he wanted to keep him at arm's length and fully commit to that throat attack. And I think it was that little wavering there as he got him backward that cost him the match, because Hosho was able to slide in on the belt. And nothing doing after that, am I right? No, thank you. Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. Ichinojo. Not yet. Alright, so Urara is going to be fighting Yuta Kayama. Yay. Yuta Kayama. Yuta Kayama. Somewhere in the middle there, right?
Aldo Reigns. Yutakayama.
Yutakayama. Alright, so.
Grazie.
Grazie. I'll speak the most Italian. Yutakayama and Urara are fighting for the third time. This will be a tiebreaker for them. They've each beat each other once in the past. They both have losing records right now. Let's see, and if today is day 12, that means there's 3 days left after this. So, Yutakayama has to win every fight for the rest of the 20. His back is fully against the wall. He's going home with an L for the whole tournament if he can't win, not just tonight, but
What's his record now?
4-7. So he's racked up enough losses now that there's nothing left for him to do but win or accept a demotion. So that's got to be kind of scary, but I bet that defeats a lot of people too mentally.
So no one ever stays at their level, you're always moving up or down?
Slightly, yeah. Sometimes you'll stay almost exactly the same, depending on if it's like 8-7 or 7-8. And depending on how much other people move around.
Level of relativity.
Yeah, they shuffle it every time though, yeah, based on how you did the previous tournament. So it's not one of these crazy open and shuts. We have some real like blowout compare, like Mitake Yumi tonight is 10-3 against Onosho. Like he's gonna get clapped. But this is highly competitive, 1-on-1. Yutakayama's taller, and I think probably a little heavier. But Ura is more erratic and can sometimes pull off some kind of mind trick. Or, like reach out and close his eyelids just long enough that you can slip behind him and then grab him by the back of the pants or pick up his leg or something. So we'll see if he can pull something like that off tonight. Get a little technique. He won the technique prize last tournament. These,
Of course, only the finest. Arizona pants.
Arizona pants. 26-36. It's a hard size to find. But Arizona pants carries it for you. Oh, man. Oh, what time is it? Yeah, it's about 3.
Almost.
Do you think you have the faculties to call a fight if I miss one? If I go take a quick break? I should probably be back, but... You want to try? Alright, well, it can be dead air, too. As long as the fight is on. Alright, I'm going to try to run around the clock tonight. I'm going to run around to the broad daylight.
For the fight or no?
Yeah, I'm going to try to run.
Kill your mic.
Oh, yeah. CHANKO. Big pushing attack from Ura. Returned. Now Ura goes for a belt grip, which fails. He's under the arm, and he's got an Oshidashi push out. Okay, back to the action. Keep up to date here. Indeed, Ura does have a very unique skill set. He did win. He tried a few different things and finally got a pushing attack to work at the edge. So that was delightful. Next matchup that we're going to see here tonight is Takarafuji and Ichinojo, or Shurmaruni. Shurmaruni has a 16-3 lead over Takarafuji. So the writing's on the wall there, but Takarafuji has looked like a madman this tournament. Probably going to get a Fighting Spirit prize. He's at 8-3 now, which puts him in that group that 8 wins there with Kotonowaka and Kotoeko. Of course, let's take a look now because that's changed. They have 9 wins now. Kotonowaka's moved up, and a couple of guys have moved into that 8-win group. Let's see if Takarafuji can follow Abi and Kotonowaka up into the 9-win group. And then only Teruno Fuji and Mitake Yumi still have the lead with 10 wins. So we'll see if they win tonight. They all have some pretty easy matches with a huge lead over who they're fighting. Mitake Yumi has a 7-2 lead over Abi. Teruno Fuji has a 5-4 over Takanosho, so that should be exciting. The final fight of the night. But right now, we're looking at a guy on screen named Takarafuji. He's one of Chris's boys, and a big favorite here at the show. He has a very commanding presence within a certain sphere, and only extends so far into the upper reaches of sumo, that control and power that he has over the sport. And I think Ichinojo is a good example of how just exactly how far it reaches. Takarafuji has excuse me. Let's see here. What am I looking at? Oh, that's tomorrow's results. That explains it. Okay. Takarafuji is at Megashira 7. So the guy on the left is ranked 7th in line down from the top after the titled ranks. And Ichinojo is ranked 2nd from the top. CHANKO, inside grip, looking for the belt. Jionokuni, a lot of belly to get around, but he finds a grip. They're locked up arm in arm on the right-hand side of Ichinojo. Got an iron elbow there, keeping Ichinojo's right arm from doing any work. Takara Fuji's got him well and locked up over the center of the clay, not giving him too much room or letting him lean on him too hard, but now Ichinojo has a right hand inside grip, so it's mutual. They're both trying to figure out what to do with their left arms as they stand shoulder to shoulder, cheek to cheek over the center of the doyo. Ichinojo is breathing hard, swinging his enormous body slightly from side to side, looking for an opening. Takara Fuji stands him up but can't capitalize with any sort of gained ground. It's a true stalemate here. A little hip action from Ichinojo, looking for an inning. More heavy breathing. Takara Fuji slips his hand inside Ichinojo's belt grip arm on the right-hand side, almost gets pushed out at the bails, and manages to circle back to the center. Now he has both arms inside grip on Ichinojo, who has a dual outside grip on Takara Fuji. Their vastness sways like a pendulum over the center of the clay, each man exchanging tiny amounts of energy, probing for a weakness. Takara Fuji makes a Herculean attempt at lifting Ichinojo, but can't find the strength. Ichinojo continues to lean and lean, waiting out the strongman. Certainly the longest of the tournament. Nearly motionless, only the sagari of their belts giving away the tiny flurries of strategic energy shifting. Now both men are standing almost straight up, chest to chest. Takara Fuji loses ground. Ichinojo makes a lifting attack to drive Takara Fuji, but they circle around again over the clay. This time in a comparable position, a little bit further off center than they've been. Ichinojo with another standing pull. Takara Fuji's belt is getting loose, which is limiting how much an outside belt grip can do for Ichinojo, despite his slight height advantage. Takara Fuji seeming like he's getting ready to pull to his own right, twisting toward the edge of the doyo to try to regain ground as he approaches it backward. A slight turn, the Gyoji tosses the sagari, which have fallen from his now nearly removed belt. Takara Fuji desperately wants to regain a dominant position as they approach the edge, knowing that the match is near its limit. Trying a twisting attack, which fails at the edge, Takara Fuji is pushed out backward, Yorikiri, by Ichinojo. Finally, the Wandering Castle finds his way to victory, putting him at an even 6-6 this tournament. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Ichinojo, the great Shurmaruni, takes another one, yet another one, and a long history of knowing just what it takes to wait out Takara Fuji. Both men are sort of known for wanting to drag the fight out, but unfortunately, it's a matter of gas tanks here. It's a sheer ratio of tonnage.
ただやはりこう重たい分、棒立ちで待っていてもこうやって最後まで生き残ることができるんですよね。
動きませんでしたね。
そうですね。またこう
What a match.
本当ですけど、後半じりじりこう
Takara Fuji really looked like he was going to do something there a few times, and I was pulling for him, but you can't get them all. Or against Ichinojo, almost any of them. What a marathon. Holy smokes. Now I need another break. The next fight up is going to be Wakatakakage versus Tobizaru. We saw Tobizaru on the screen just now as it was panning to follow Ichinojo. Jojo. Wakatakakage on the left and Tobizaru on the right. Both are sort of smaller, more athletic looking guys, so you can almost confuse them for one another. If you didn't know better, right? Sumo elite. Of course, obviously we all can tell them apart, but if you have trouble with it, now here's their faces. If their physique is not enough to give it away. You know, for the new guys, not us. He's got a sort of lavender periwinkle belt, Tobizaru, here. He's the flying monkey. Gets sent out into the audience a lot. Kind of reminds me of Enho or any of the other smaller guys, the way they're sort of springy and reactive and dynamic with their approach, because they have to come up with a lot of you know, sort of unique or uncommon strategies to take out the larger wrestlers. And you could say the same for Wakataka Kage. The two of them really have had to be it's not that the excitement that they caused was the goal necessarily, but the sumo they've been forced to do to get to this rank has been, by a natural consequence, quite exciting at times. Their all-time head-to-head, not surprisingly, is 5-4 Wakataka Kage's favor. And both men have 5 and 6 this tournament, so they, I mean, in many, many ways are mirroring each other. If not a true rivalry, then what? Might we call it? There's not enough shit talk for us to really know if it's a rivalry or not, you know? We need some of that, like, I'm coming for you, Wakataka Kage. You better Wakataka walk the other way. I think they're getting down for the last one, and then we're going to get going here. No more salt, boys. The time has come. Put your mawashi where your mouth is. 5-6, favoring the guy here on the screen on the left. Wakataka Kage versus Tobizaru. Meeting head-to-head, exchanging pushing attacks. Neither man going for the belt. Big slaps to the face. Tobizaru losing ground and collapsing on top of several old folks in the front row. That's becoming almost a staple for him. Like, it's almost not even like, oh, there, you know, there's Tobizaru into the audience again. Not, you know, plenty of guys do it, but he does it regularly enough that you can just say that and then impress people, you know. I bet he winds up way out in the audience. Like, what makes you say that? Oh, you know, I've got a great horse sense. What I found interesting about that was that none of Wakataka Kage's attacks really landed. It was like mostly Tobizaru's attacks that were hitting him in the chest, but they weren't working. And even the defensive swipes and stuff didn't make contact for Wakataka Kage, and it ended up just being luck of the draw almost, with the one pushing attack that he did get sending him flying. It was like maybe he was patient, looking for his moment, trying to find the rhythm or something, but it looked like from a, you know, like a points perspective that Tobizaru was winning to me. Oh, mamma mia. Endo on the left, Kiribayama on the right. They have an all-time head-to-head of 2-1 in Endo's favor. The man in the purple belt here has a 2-1 advantage over his enemy in the black belt, Kiribayama. Endo's name means distant wisteria, or far away wisteria tree. Kiribayama's name means misty horse mountain. Both pretty abstract. The difference being that Endo Shota here fights under his actual name. It's not a Shikona. Or no, excuse me, it's not a... Yeah, right? Shikona, that's what they call him. And Kiribayama, I believe that is an adopted name. That's a ring name. 2-1, I mean, it's not like he's got a history of blowing out Kiribayama by any means, but he certainly needs the win. And this is exactly the kind of guy that Endo would like eat for breakfast when he's in a hole, needs a snack. Time will tell. Keep those predictions coming, though. Keep that sort of Chanko season spirit alive. Because the more you guess, the better you get at it. There's a real sensation of success and validation that comes from knowing for sure who your guy is. And then seeing the other guy get tossed. That's 3 old people deep. What do we got here? We're sort of circling the drain here for tonight's program. There's 6 fights left, this being the 6th to last. And then we get into the Sanyaku fights, where we've got dudes with titles who are fighting each other, you know. Something to prove. And a lot of those fights are like, first of all of us are facing each other here at the Chanko team. All of our picks are head-to-head tonight in the last few matches, but also some of them have insane records. Shodai and Hokuto Fuji is a 10-2 all-time. Mitaka Yumi and Onosho is 10-3. Teruno Fuji and Meisei is 7-1. Like, it's, I mean, these would be huge upsets if the if the Dark Horse wins them. A lot of potential excitement tonight. So start revving your engines now, because you don't want to be falling asleep when the big takeover happens here on Chanko.
Use a melon baller to scoop out the subscribe button's eyeballs. Cut off the like button's pinky finger and mail it to his parents. For ransom, obviously.
Kiribayama on the right, Endo on the left. 2-1 all time in favor of the purple belted man. Couldn't get it right. The vibe was off. Vibe check was not met with satisfactory conditions. That's okay. We're here for it. Chanko. Endo being kept way off the belt, but now he's got the right hand outside underhand grip. Man, they are swinging and switching and swirling, and now there's a grip on the back of Kiribayama, and he's got one underneath, and now he flips over the top of himself as a result of a very, very cool throw by Endo, who's finally giving us something to say he did cool this tournament. There you go. Let's make it 3-1, says Endo. Let's watch the replay here. Some face attacks. Man, he's way over his leg there. So committed. Both of them are like fully torqued. Belt grip, no belt grip. Other side, inside, outside. Switching the right arm to the outside. Can't do anything with it. Switching it to the back of the belt. Driving him against the bales. And then, holy smokes, here's the moment. So cool. I don't even know what to call that. Barrel rolled toss? Just a regular Uwatanage. Looks like every other one. Alright, whatever. Who cares? The next fight coming up here is Chio Shoma on the left. I think the chat has been calling him the last samurai. I think he fought in the last fight of the night last night and was sent home with no dinner. as might be expected from such a slippery little man. He's going to be facing Daisho here on the right, who is a Komusubi. That is the lowest titled rank in the top division. He's the first Sanyaku guy to fight tonight. And I think he's probably going to knock Chiyoshima back to the 3rd grade. But we'll see. You know, I'm super confident he's going to ruin him. But let's see. Let's watch, you know. I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong. They've got a head-to-head of, let's see here, 6-5. So they're actually pretty closely matched. You can't necessarily point at them and say, oh, yes, every time there's a clear guy who's better here who will receive a severe and thorough beating. However, I got a feeling deep inside. Oh yeah, I got a feeling, and I can't hide. Oh yeah. What are we doing? A little salt, a little more salt. All right. This guy's sort of like a Hanka dude. Jump out of the way and give him a little how you doing. Oh man. Hardly any of our picks have won tonight, just Hoshoryu and Ishiura and Chiyomaru. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's me. I'm the one who's not doing it. Daisho. Chiyoshima's at Megashira 5, so he's the 5th highest rank and filer. And his opponent is a Komusubi. So he's the lowest of the top dogs. Starting by standing him up with a throat push, and then, yeah, there you go. Not quite the 3rd grade, but bing, bang, boom, baby. Nobody picked Daisho either on our teams, but it just felt good to get a good feeling and then have it come true. Just part of the joy of sumo. Learning who to root for, rooting for them correctly, rooting against them even if you know that they've, you know, got the advantage because fuck that guy. I'm just explaining sports. I'm sumo-splaining. Man, he just crushed him. Stood him right up with a neck thrust and then popped his doughboy. Stand him up. Bang, bang. If anyone knows why they chose the tones that they chose for singing the Shikona names as they enter the ring, I would love to know that information. It figures that singing it makes more sense than just screaming their name, because you can sustain the notes. You can hear the sustain of notes over the chatter of the crowd better than maybe just shouting. But why the notes that they did choose? Where does that come from? Please tell me. I've tried to figure it out, but there's not a lot of resources. I'll replay. Man, yeah, that was a battle. Figures, though. Takayumi's like, you know, got a point to prove about being, like, maybe the best soon. Or among the best. Whereas Shodai doesn't seem to really have as much ambition. I hate to, like, overemphasize the value of, like, narrative and streaking and motivations that they have, and like the story of their lives and the overall arcing tale that is each tournament and sumo on the whole, when I'm prognosticating because I mean, obviously I can't get in the wrestlers' heads, but it's just hard for me to divorce that narrative from what's happening and look at them like robots and stat sheets when it's like, man, even like sports that I played that had literally did not matter in any way, had nothing on the line. I remember being like lost in the drama of, you know, do or die. And in this sport, things really do matter. Your whole life can change depending on your performance, for better or worse. It's a very one-to-one with these guys. So forgive me as I dramatize and romanticize the likelihood of a win or loss from match to match, for I love the sport, and I love you. Welcome to CHANKO. 6-5 here. Oh no, Mitakayumi's stepping up. Sorry, this is one of the big blowouts. He's 10-1, Mitakayumi. And his record against Onosho is 10-3. So you're going to want to think, probably, he's going to win. He's got a chance at the whole tournament, and all he's got to do is get through Onosho, who he's met 13 times and almost always beats. I'm for it. I'm about it. Hold my breath, I guess. See if something bad happens to him. But I mean, they have a similar body type and strategy, and Mitakayumi is bigger and smarter and wiser. So, like, this is almost not even interesting to call. So instead, I'll juggle. The way he just said Mitakayumi made it sound like the inflection was like if it was in English, he'd be really dubious. Like, yeah, you know, Mitakayumi, he's pretty good. Or like, he can't do it. Like, I don't know, Mitakayumi, of all people, could do it. Like, it was skepticism, I think, if it was in English. But I've got no idea. Wonder how much of that kind of stuff translates. Approaching the blocks now. Onosho on the right. 7-4. He only needs this one more win to lock in a Kachikoshi winning record for the tournament. Mitakayumi needs the win to stay in the race for the Emperor's Cup. Let's see. It's gotta be words. Blinking lights tell me the storm front approaches. Here on day 12 of the Hatsu Basho 2022, live from the Ryugoku Kokugikan in Tokyo, Japan. Broadcasted with English, play-by-play and color commentary from me, your host, Ike. You can see that on the screen. If you want my contact information, you can get it from your mom, actually. Brought to you by Andy Kep's Hot Fries and Rare Rare Productions. CHANKO. Wow. Why? Onosho seems to have won. That blows. Now there's nobody contesting Terunofuji for the championship again. Unless he loses tonight. Will also be a huge upset. So here we go. Massive upset for Ono Show. Clinching is Kachikoshi. Bopped him on the chin. Slipped out from the side. Worked perfectly. Oh, no. Blows. Alright, however, that inconvenience to the drama of the tournament notwithstanding, we're about to welcome Abi and Takanosho to the doyo for the third to last match of the night. They have a 2-1 head-to-head in Abi's favor. Abi with 9 wins is looking forward to maybe some kind of special prize. Maybe if someone can put some more dirt on Teruno Fuji, he could jump into a playoff with him. I don't know. Have they fought yet? Abi desu ka? Let's check out the numbers here. Abi desu on the left. Takanosho desu on the right. Chiu Wagon. Way Dragons. No, they have not fight. Takanosho and Abi have not met. So if he did lose, they would probably put them into a head-to-head on the record before they got to a playoff. That would probably boil down to someone else being in the mix. Although, did they fight yet? Mitakumi and Terrible. Ah, those lovely Shiko stretches. Drawing applause, even. No. Okay, so Abi... Neither Abi nor Mitakayumi has fought Teruno Fuji at this tournament. So even if Teruno Fuji does lose tonight, at least one of them will end up facing him. Maybe not tomorrow, but the next day. Although, actually, let me see, because we have the fights out for tomorrow. Woohoo! Take a quick look. A look-see. Tomorrow night, they've got Mitakayumi and Abi facing each other, so that'll do with that. Take care of that little discrepancy for us. And then Takanosho against Teruno Fuji tomorrow, so nothing doing there, really. And has he fought Taka Fuji is the big question. Chiu Wagon. No, Takara Fuji has also not fought. Oh, they wouldn't, right? Because are they... What school is he from? Abi's actually, I was like sort of doubting him, basically, because he was going back up through the ranks, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, of course he's doing well. He's down in 3rd division, beating up teenagers and old men and stuff. But now he's back to the top, and he's actually showed some pretty fucking cool sumo this tournament to stay close to the head of the pack. And still not probably an Abi fan, I'd say, personally, but I'm starting to respect his sumo a little bit more than in years past, so that feels good. At least, you know, the small improvements day to day. Okay, who else is in Isegahama? Yeah, Takara Fuji. Okay, so they wouldn't fight anyway, Takara Fuji and Teruno Fuji, unless there was a playoff. Same stable. They're both from Isegahama. And then I would imagine Terutsuyoshi too. Yeah, and not that he's gonna probably come close enough for that to matter, but just it's true. CHANKO meets Takanosho at the throw, looking. Oh, and then he slippy toshis. He was trying to recover from a big push as he stepped back from Abi, trying to circle around the back of the doyo, and just lost his footing. What a jerk. I say all this stuff about how cool Abi's sumo is getting, and then gets like a freebie.
まあ、立ち合いから鋭い踏み込みありまして、2、3手数が出た後ですよね。この後、高野賞も起きないように重心を前に行こうとするんですけども、以前の阿炎だったら、あそこ効いているはずなんですよね。ただ、やっぱり、はい、我慢して前に出るようになってきたんですよね。これがやっぱり、強さ。
Coming up next, the penultimate fight of the night. Second to last fight of the night, Hokuto Fuji of my team versus Shodai of my team. With an all-time head-to-head of 10-2 in Shodai's favor, this is another match which, if Hokuto Fuji wins, which I hope he does, it doesn't matter to me which one of these guys wins. I guess Shodai needs it worse. He's closer to the drain. With 7 losses, Shodai is going to need to win every fight for the rest of the tournament. He's another one of these guys where the bell tolls for him. He's going to have to fight against Hokuto Fuji, who is no slouch. That's Hokuto Fuji on the left with a record of 5-6. Shodai on the right with a record of 4-7. Both guys are on my fantasy team, so it's a zero-sum for me here. But there's a 10-2 all-time Shodai Hokuto Fuji, baby. Let's see what happens.
そうですね、まあ連日ね、解説等でも厳しいコメントやね、評価をされていますけども、まあ、私としてはですね、まあ、その大関なので、勝って当たり前という見方もされるんでしょうけども、やはりここは辛い時こそ、皆さん、地元の方も含めてね、
Give Abi credit where it's due.
本人が一番苦しいでしょうし、
Mark him off on Denizen of Hearth's ass-kicking squad. Hokuto Fuji Shodai up next here. Sometimes referred to as the Great Wall of Daikon. Shodai is an agricultural student. He has a degree in some sort of agricultural studies. I think from Tokyo Agricultural University. Hokuto Fuji was also a college boy. He was a college yokozuna back in his youth, before he entered into professional sumo wrestling at the Ozumo level. I bet Shodai did like more studying than Hokuto Fuji, who probably leaned more into the sumo side of things. But I guess I don't know enough about it to say that for sure. I just know Shodai's got a secret love in his heart for food distribution. Whereas Hokuto Fuji, I think, is probably happy just eating good food and wrestling every day. I'd hang out with him, given the opportunity. I'd be honored. Both of them, actually. Some of these guys I'd probably pass on because I don't know enough about them, but both of these are like my dudes. Big old bump on his head. What do we got here? Not quite yet. I'll turn the volume up for you though.
いただいております。さあ、初代を応援するコメントもかなり多く来ております。タオルをかざすお客さんの姿を目指すという両国国技館です。ここまで7敗ではあります。
Okay.
その流れを
Look at
変
that.
えていくという大関
Looks just like
初代
Shodai. I wonder what a coincidence. They just happened to have a banner with a guy on it that looked like Shodai.
まあ、初代もここを乗り越えていけばまた強くなりますよね。
そうですね。まあもう彼にしかわからない今心境でしょうから。ね。ぜひ熊本の地元の皆様含めて応援してもらってね。
Wait, what happened to Mace?
やっぱりこう
Oh, he's going last.
実現してもらいたいですよね。
いや、親方のコメント素敵ですねというコメント来てますよ。はい。
ありがとうございます。光ってます。関係なかったです。
あ、うまくかけたわけですね。
もう
Did
恥ずかしい
they all lose tonight?
さあ、大関戦です。
Takayumi lost. Tetsuyoshi lost. Oho lost. Man, Neil's team got slaughtered tonight. These two matches will determine a lot for our little tournament here, so dial in. It's me versus me. Shodai's really standing up high, but he's absorbing the attacks perfectly, and he's able to move to the side around the Gyoji without killing him and slap Hokuto Fuji down, which is like, I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I saw Hokuto Fuji get slapped down like that, flying like Superman through the air, CHANKO would be a lot more expensive because I'd be rich. Let's see here. So I get a win.
そうですね、北勝富士はしっかり踏み込んでこういこうと言ってありましたけどもね、そうだよ、もう一生懸命ここね、大関の意地ですよね。意地ですね。残して、なんとか
Okay. How did Takara Fuji do tonight? Lost to Ichinojo. I remember that. That was the fight of the night for sure. Ichinojo versus Takara Fuji was awesome. That's longest. Got to be the longest fight in like the last two tournaments, at least top division wise. At least minimum. Okay. These two wrestlers have met each other in the ring 8 times. Teruno Fuji has won 7 of those times. So, I don't know. I just saw Ono Show beat me Takayumi with a 10-3, which is very similar. So, you know, it's not like he's never beat him. Meisei theoretically has practical experience beating Teruno Fuji. Let's see if he can apply it here tonight. So that's Teruno Fuji on the left, Meisei on the right. Meisei is Denizen of Hearth, our chat moderator's pick. Sanyaku titled fighter pick. And we gave Teruno Fuji to Chris by default. Because he know his name. Recognized him when he was on screen, so we're like, you know what, that's your boy. And actually, that method for him has worked really well, because he's beating us pretty severely. This is a replay of last night's fight against Chiyoshoma, where he made him look like an idiot. When he lathered him, pummeled him, and put him away. Oof. He really gave it his all. And it still really didn't take anywhere close to Terunofuji's all. So that's a pretty good. 7-1. What are you gonna do? Can he do it? Anybody? Any Maysayers? Any Yay-sayers on the Maysayer? How much are ticket prices to the gun show? Oh, it's not on screen. The gun show? We're tuning in for the final fight now. Final fight. Misubi no Ichiban, the great and powerful Oz. Terunofuji, the Yokozuna of Mongolia. He's facing Meisei, who is sitting at Komasubi 1 East. So he's the he's the highest, most venerated guy within the lowest titled rank of the Sanyaku. He's the best of the worst of the best. And he's coming for Terunofuji tonight, despite having lost to him 7 times out of the 8 that they've met. Can he do it? Let's find out. Here on CHANKO. Brought to you by Ruckus Fights NYC and Rare Air Productions. Brought to you.
Hide under the subscription button's car and wait till it walks over late at night and then grab its ankles and drag it under and murder it. Put an ancient gypsy curse on the like button. Hit the subscribe button over the head with a full can of paint.
Cashew? Yeah, I'll take a few. May I? Just like pour a little bit in my palm, will you? There you go, that's good. Okay. A little bit more. Strap on your helmets and protective gear. Prepare yourself. In case Terunofuji claims another victim tonight. You don't want to be standing up. Fans up. CHANKO. Cool, like a mirror attack. Holy fucking shit. He beat him. Holy shit. What? That was beautiful. He mirrored his charge. Meisei did.
Did he give way after that?
Yeah, and then he gave way, allowing Terunofuji to launch a pushing attack, and he managed to like rope-de-dope him right at the bales, like something that you should a Yokozuna shouldn't fall for that.
Yeah, it was the way he just ran through it.
And Meisei's not even like known for that or anything. It's not like his special technique, and he happened to get that was a crazy pop-off. He's fucking embarrassed now. Let's see that replay. They're gonna show. Dropped a nut. Yeah, actually even had a better Tachi, I may say. Held him by the throat and then let him bear in, dig deep. Yeah. Let's see what they call it on the official one. These nuts are banging. Katsukashi, they called it. Kata Sukashi.
照ノ富士も敗れてこれで1敗がいなくなりました。照ノ富士敗れて10勝2敗、明日は隆の勝と明生勝って5勝7敗、明日は宝富士との勝負です。
Under shoulder swing down, they called it. He is pissed. Abi's January dream stays alive is right. Few people. This is becoming a very strange tournament where Hakuho is really missed. His shadow hangs over the doyo, but man, these are weird times. So, that fight, Ichinojo Takarafuji, was definitely my fight of the night. Leaderboard-wise, let's see, Takarafuji lost and Meisei won. So that puts Chris at... Yeah, one win. 25. Dez has 20. Zach has Neil has 22, so it's you, Neil, Dez, Zach, and me. Looks like I've got like 19 or 18 pulling up the rear, but it's still competitive. I could still win. That's what faces do, okay? We trail, we let the bad guys do whatever they want to do, and when it comes time to it, at WrestleMania Day 15, we'll show them what's what. Thanks everybody for the chat. It's fun hanging out with you here on day 12. Take a little bit of time off for the next couple of days. Yeah. But then we'll be back to close out the tournament with you. If you like what we do, express that by pressing all the buttons, you know, and give us free money, you know, things like that. That'll really help us a lot. For myself and everybody else on the CHANKO fam, stay safe out there, CHANKO knots.
阿ビに関しては特にまたチャンスがやってきたということでね、御嶽海にしても、自分がという気持ちが、ね、強くなっているでしょうね。
はい、そうですね。照ノ富士が結びの一番で敗れました。玉鷲と明生に敗れて2敗ということになりました。10勝2敗です。さあ、今日の親方が選ぶ一番ですけれども、どれでしょうか。
ちょっとすごく悩んだんですけども、じゃあ、弓取式の里の富士で。お願いします。
あえてですか。出ますか、リプレイ。
冗談です。すみません。申し訳ないです。
本番行きましょう。はい。
阿武咲。
阿武咲。
はい。
御嶽海ですね。
はい。
振り返りましょう。